Hello class, today is November the 8th, and as promised, we're looking at matrices. We're going to add, subtract, and scale matrices today. So if you notice on the learning intentions, I'm learning to add and subtract matrices. I forgot to put in there and to scale them. So we're going to add, subtract, and scale. November the 8th. How do I add, subtract, and scale matrices is our essential question. Okay, so what is a matrix? A matrix is simply an array of numbers or variables arranged in rows and columns. Okay, so when you're doing a matrix, it's important that each row have the same numbers of elements and each column has the same number of elements. If you don't have that square or rectangle going on, it's not a matrices. So if you're looking at this, to identify the dimensions of a matrix, it's the number of rows times the number of columns. This has 2 rows by 3 columns. So this is a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, now when we're adding or subtracting, it's pretty well the way you think it should be. You add or subtract the corresponding, you go from one matrix to the next, and you either add or subtract the numbers that are in the corresponding spots. So you got this matrix, A, B, C, D, plus E, F, G, H. So A and E are in the same spot, so this number is A plus E. B and F are in the same spot, so this is B plus F. C and G, C plus G. D and H, D plus H. So when we get ready to do this, the first thing we're going to do, and the first couple I'm going to show you every step so that you understand what I'm saying. One plus 4. 3 plus 9. 5 plus 8. And 6 plus 7. So that is the math that is involved. 1 plus 4 is 5. 9 plus 3 is 12. 5 plus 8 is 13. 6 plus 7 is 13. And that is the matrix after we've added it together. If you notice, we took a 2 by 2 matrix, we added a 2 by 2 matrix, and we ended up with a 2 by 2 matrix. The same thing will happen when you are subtracting. Okay, we're adding a 2 by 3 and a 2 by 3. We know that we'll end up with a 2 by 3 matrix. One plus 2. 3 plus 8. and 8 plus 7. Six plus 5. 4 plus 4. And 9 plus 5. Okay, so this is going to be 3, 11, 15. 11, 8, 14. And that is your new matrix. Okay, pause now. If you did not understand, go back in and look at the video again. Same thing happens when you subtract. You're going to subtract the corresponding parts. So it's going to be 8 minus 9, 2 minus 4, 10 minus a negative 2, and 6 minus negative 5. When we minus the negative, we know we plus the positive. So this will be negative 1, negative 2, 12, and 11. Pause the video and you can see how the math works. Pause the video and see if you can do the next one all on your own. And you should end up with a 2 by 3 or 3 by 2 matrices. 3 rows by 2 columns. Pause it now and see if you can do the next one on your own. I do hope you pause the video. 8 minus 10 is negative 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. 10 minus a negative 2, 10 plus 2 is 12. 6 minus a negative 5 is 6 plus 5, which is 11. Negative 5 minus negative 2. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. 12 minus 6 is 6. And that is your new matrices. Hopefully that's what you got when you pause the video and tried to do it on your own. Okay, let's look at the next example. How do we set it up? There's no solution because they're not the same size. Okay, so make sure if they're not the same dimensions, you cannot add or subtract them. Okay, scaling them, just like what you would think. You multiply each term by the term that's outside. So if we're looking at this matrices, it will be 2 times 8, 2 times 2, 2 times 15. 2 times 10, 2 times 6, 2 times 20. And that gives me 16, 4, 30, 20, 12, 40. And that's how you scale matrices. Now, think of your order of operations. Order of operations tells me that I multiply before I subtract. So I actually have to scale the first one before I can subtract it from the second one from it. So I'm not going to show you all the steps, but we will talk through it. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 10 is 50. 5 times 6 is 30. I've scaled the first one. Now I can subtract. Okay, once again, I'm not going to show you every step, but I will talk you through it. 40 minus 10 is 30. 10 minus 4 is 6. 50 minus negative 2 is 50 plus 2, which is 52. 30 minus negative 5, 30 plus 5, which is 35. And that would be your answer. Okay, so adding and subtracting, just match up the corresponding pieces and add or subtract them. When you scale, you multiply everything by the number outside. If you have a two-step equation like that, you multiply before you subtract according to order of operations. So I know I am successful when I can add, subtract, or scale matrices. Your handout is a two-sided handout. Do the first page, which is adding and subtracting matrices. Due on Friday.